I want to peg so badly, but my husband is staunchly against me even looking at his butt. Alas, I dream. What fetish will you keep a secret from the people you know, Earl? Welcome back to another storytime, my bro. Did you miss your boy Andrew? Of course you did, no one else on YouTube making storytimes like these. Since you're back, why don't you hit the like button and subscribe while you're at it? If you do, I'll make sure Elon Musk sends you a signed Cybertruck. Enough riff-raff, let's get into the stories. When people are being nice to me. Oh duck, that's very hot. Choking. Like, my friend group makes jokes about choking sometimes, but every time I'm just sitting there like haha JK, unless I constantly imagine how anyone I talk to will moan in bed, so much so as when they sigh I get an instant turn on. My wife likes it rough. I would never tell anyone I slap her around sometimes cause there is no way it comes across as anything but me abusing her. Tongues. Like, not the muscle, organ specifically, but like having their tongue sticking out, sucking it when kissing, watching it when they talk. It's why I'm strangely attracted to it, and it makes me feel like people would think I'm a serial killer if they knew. Those sleep fantasies where you are sleeping and someone starts getting frisky with you and wakes you up a bit, but you are already part way through. Edit. Man, this blew up. Thank you to the strangers who gave me silver. Also, to people who are saying rape, I meant this more as a consensual act to help deal with morning wood. I do not whatsoever condone rape. My thing is letting my boyfriend do whatever he wants whenever he wants. Giving him free and total reign over my body. And the more I get him, the more I want him. I only recently learned of the term free use, and I guess it kinda falls into that. My boyfriend is the only one in the world that knows how much he owns me. I'm male, attracted to amputees, female, which causes me a significant degree of guilt conflict finding interest and attraction in a physical feature that may have been a source of pain, trauma, insecurity, etc. Bro. Backs. I'm not talking asses, but like, bare female backs. I have no idea why, but those are so goddamn attractive to me, especially when you can see like, muscles or shoulder blades. I will never tell anyone I'm not in a relationship about this. I don't want women thinking I'm like, staring at their backs when they're turned away. Because I might be. Edit. Tonight Reddit has made me feel a lot more normal. I thought this was way weirder than it was apparently. I have an authority fetish. Which I hear is fairly common, but I'm very confident and take on a leadership role outside of the bedroom. So, I enjoy playing with someone who will force me to submit to them. Which I guess is very sub behavior, but it's specifically someone who is in a position of power over me, like an officer in the military, police, or a boss in the workplace. Additionally and occasionally, making those same people my slave for a night. But that's fairly rare. My wife can essentially orgasm just listening to my heartbeat. More turned on I get, faster it gets, more turned on she gets. It's kinda interesting. But people would be confused. Edit. Was absolutely not expecting this. Thanks for the coinage. To answer some common questions. 1. No, she's not in healthcare. 2. How does it happen? Not sure. So she will get very turned on. Then my effort, if needed, is minimal. For example, I can use a stethoscope to listen to her when she's listening to me, and I'll kiss her bead on her neck. That will do it. I can use that same technique elsewhere. 3. I don't think she knows what Dexter is, haha. Had an ex who really wanted me to rape her almost any time we had sex. Problem was she wouldn't ever have a conversation about it. I think she got off on the realism. So I'd start getting rough with her, only for her to, in a hyper-realistic scared voice, beg me to stop or start acting like she was in real danger. So I would stop and ensure she was okay. To which she'd casually go, yeah, what's wrong? We'd start again and the same crap. I couldn't do it. Without explicit consent I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But I'd be lying if the whole thing wasn't a turn on for me. Maybe someday in the future I'll find a woman who wants it and can explicitly verbalize the want ahead of time. My girlfriend and I have a costume trunk. We seem like normal people, but any night we have free we roleplay sex together. My favorite is when she's dressed like an angel who doesn't know what sex is, and her favorite is me dressing up like a doctor and speaking in a clinical voice as her regular checkup gets out of hand lol. We've been together for some time now and it's like our go-to hobby or form of entertainment. We'll even be texting ideas to one another during the workday. Honestly, it's like having several girlfriends lol. Edit this really took of lol. Thank you for the gold and the silver and all the other stuff. I've gotten a few questions as to how you can bring this up with your so. Well, I lucked out because she and I were into text-based role-playing games, and it's how we met, so working it into our sex life was like a natural nerdy progression. However, I mentioned this post to her and those questions, and what we suggest, if you're unsure how to bring up that you're interested in this, is to be like, oh hey, I was on Reddit yesterday, and I saw this NSFW post. I clicked it because I wanted to see how weird they got. Do you know people roleplay? How would you react if I did something like that? Like pose it in a way where you can back out if the response isn't positive. Don't just come at them like, hey babe, let's pretend tonight. You be Sailor Moon and I'm Tom Hanks from Big. Go. My recent ex was great looking, but boring as hell and super vanilla in bed. Love a girl who takes charge. A girl I was once fooling around with in college took me by surprise and handcuffed me to the bed while I wasn't looking and then told me if I talked she would gag me. Never came harder. Didn't pursue a relationship with her though. Sex was great, but her crazy extended beyond the bedroom. Ninja edit. I also love going down on women. It's my favorite and I love the reactions, the shakes, the noises, the nearly skull-crushing thigh ice on my head when they coon literally everything about it. Most the time I fantasize about a woman I imagine them sitting on my face versus a good old-fashioned whinering. Edit 2, nearly a day later. Someone mentioned she shouldn't have done this by surprise. To clarify, it was a surprise in the sense she got me in the cuffs without me even noticing she whipped them out. We talked about kinks and what we wanted to try beforehand. She is a great woman and would have 100% let me go if I was not comfortable with it. Dominant girls that are normally shy and/or submissive. When I was in Spain on my 1-month internship, I've met really cute girl, kinda shy in public and bit submissive, but when she felt like it, she'd just get on top of me, hold my hands above my head, and bite the duck out of my lips, neck and chest. Sometimes I miss that crap like crazy. Edit 1. I think I'll post that story when I'll be back from work. Edit 2. Story time. Me and 7 of my classmates and our supervisor were staying at hostel. In the evening I was sitting in the kitchen with one of my mates talking about something, and she was sitting kinda near us, and next thing I know is she's talking with us. Later that day we went on a smoke with her, and we talked more. She was still is really cute, she hugged me id quai, and we talked more about small stuff. Few days passed and by that time we were full on making out whenever left alone. One time she came to my room when me and 2 of my mates were watching some crap on YouTube. We were laying on my bed not causing suspicion, holding hands under pillow while she was big spoon. I've fallen asleep because I was tired, so did she, and when we woke up we were alone in the room, so I started teasing her, still laying facing the door. We shifted to sitting against the wall, then she got on me and stared, grinding on my bone. We were both fully clothed and making out, biting my lips, then she went for my neck, alternating between neck and lips, only made me harder. At one point she took my hands of her waist and placed them above my head and went under my t-shirt to scratch me whenever I wanted to move my hands. I was sitting there moaning and kissing her when she wanted to kiss her. Then she pulled my t-shirt off me and stared to kiss and bite me on my chest. I was barely stopping myself from stripping her naked and banging her brains out, but sadly she was on her period, and my classmates who I shared room with could have come back any moment, so I let her be on top, grinding, scratching and biting me. Oh man, I have a good one for this. My 26F fiance, 27M, bi, knows I have it and actually thinks it's hot lol, but I will never tell anyone else cause it's a bit weird. So I'm a cis girl but I'm super into the idea of having a dick. Like it's hard to explain, I think maybe it's a power thing because I'm also into femdom stuff and some light BDSM, but I'm really not sure. So yeah, I love it when my guy sucks on my clit and basically treats it like a little dick, and I will picture myself cooming inside of him or in his mouth. He's been a champ about this, and ever since I told him, he will say stuff like coom inside me to me while we are ducking, and he'll immediately coom. And even in everyday life he will say stuff to me, like if I ask him to kill a spider or something for example, and he doesn't want to, like oh use the dick I know you have. Lol. I thought he was just humoring me, but he admitted it really does actually turn him on. I will never tell anyone else about this though, except for you lovely people, of course, hahaha. Thanks for watching. What did you think of the story time? Let me know in the comments below. If you liked the video, smash that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more story times.